So you were 15 and you decided that you were going to drop out of school and help to support the family.
Yes.
What did you do?
Oh, I worked in a place called Allied Radio. Things that I learned to do a teletype. I could do trains, and you teletype what was in the cars and all that kind of stuff. And I did that. And then when I accepted my call to the ministry, I knew that but first of all, I did have a period of a lot of excitement as a singer, a gospel singer. I knew all the gospel singers, you know, Mahalia Jackson, good friend, James Cleveland, and all of them out of Chicago. And I was with a group called the Maceo Wood Singers. There was 5 guys. Maceo was a tremendous organist. He still is. He's pastoring now too. But I put a record out, put several out, but one that really did well was called Never Grow Old. It was an arrangement that was in my head. I gave it to Aretha later on, and she recorded it too. And I was known around Chicago as Billy Kyles. And then when I started preaching, Reverend Billy Kyles. And even now.
How old were you when you got involved with the singing and put the record out and everything?
Probably 16, 17. My children were looking at some pictures not too long ago, and they saw me at the Apollo. They said, "Daddy, you sing at the Apollo?" I said, "Yeah, not on amateur hour either."
So this singing group was very successful.
Oh, yes. And another one was called the Thompson Community Singers. And they were very good. I was a part of it. It was a community group that just dissolved last year. The director, Milton Bronson, my friend, died some years ago. But they won Grammys and all that. I had left them by the time they started doing that. But when I was with them, I was one of the featured singers in the Thompson Community Singers and the Maceo Wood Singers and the Roberta Martin Singers. And Sam Cooke and I used to stand under the street light in my neighborhood and sing.
Come on.
The Staple Singers lived 1 block over. We sing in the streets.
How did you meet Sam Cooke in the
in the neighborhood?
In the neighborhood.
Yeah. And you would get up under the street light at night and sing. He was what they call a quartet singer, and we just called ourselves gospel singer, but I could do either. I could quartet sing or gospel sing. And so from my introduction to the music establishment with Water, it became, people will now 50 years later ask me to sing, "Would you sing a little of Never Grow Old?" And
would you sing a little of Never Grow Old?
I have the tape. I'll play it for you. Someone made a tape of it. And in those days, you had to be less than 3 minutes. 3 minutes was, so you had these big records, and you had to get through it. It wasn't like the long play. And so somebody took that and put it on a tape so you could hear it. I hadn't heard it in a long time. But one of the guys in the Thompson Community Singers did that and sent it to me so I'd have it, because it would have been lost. It really would have. The thing that happened though was I could have gone on and really been that kind of singer in the gospel field, but I didn't want to be known as a singing preacher. So when I came into the ministry, I started cutting back on my singing. I left, went from Wendell Phillips to a private school, finished downtown Chicago, and I went to Northern Baptist Seminary. But I wanted to be known as a preacher who could sing, but not a singing preacher, because they didn't take singing preachers seriously. And I didn't want that. Once I decided preaching was what I was going to do, that's what I want to do. I want to make it or break it, as a preacher. Because there is this inclination, if you don't do a good sermon, you reach and get a song and you get through anyway. If I flunk preaching, I just flunk. And people are amazed. They were, because I didn't sing in Memphis. I mean, when I came to Memphis, I was a preacher. And like Aretha's father, C.L. Franklin, could sing his head off, but he was never known as a singing preacher. He was known as a preacher. James Cleveland, on the other hand, James Cleveland and I used to go to churches all night on Sunday night, from one church to the other, singing in broadcasts and all kind of things. But nobody invites James Cleveland to preach. They invite him to sing. And if he starts preaching, hurry up and get through preaching so you can sing, James. I didn't want that.